Hey, what's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Thank you for watching and coming back to see us again. I see a couple of you out there. I can't see who you are because you might be on YouTube. Maybe that's why. But thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Women in film is a big thing of mine, not only because I'm a woman, but because I love film. And I love people who write and be creative, it's another aspect for society to heal whatever is going on. When we have entertainment, I hate to say it, but it makes us right somehow. So that's a personal thing of mine. But today, I thank you. Welcome to today's episode. We are so thrilled to have an incredibly talented guest with us, a multifaceted indie film writer, producer, and director who also wears the hat of a casting director and songwriter. She's a Beatles super fan, and her passion for telling stories shines through her independent future series, The Ladybugz.
Hey.
Help me welcome the lovely Abby Martin.
Hey, everybody. Hi, Tanya.
Hi, love. How are you?
Oh, great to see you. How are you?
Excellent. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to come see us today.
Well, thank you for having me on your show. I'm honored.
Anytime. Ladybugz, can you tell me about your journey as a filmmaker and what inspired you to create the Ladybugz?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much for the question. So, being a longtime Beatles fan for decades, I've always wanted to write some kind of story about them in some way. I knew I couldn't really do a biopic because, first, I don't have the funding and I wanted to stay away from the copyright issues. So I thought, what if I write a story that's similar to theirs, but with a twist? So I thought, what about a story about female Beatles? And the idea really came to me in 2020 during the pandemic when we were all quarantined. I had plenty of time to be at home and just kind of think about my future and what I'm going to be doing for the next, couple of years of my life. And I also started to rediscover Beatles playlists. So all of that kind of gave me the inspiration to get back into the Beatles, to rediscover the music, their history, their story. So I started to write the script in 2022, and I finished it by the end of that year of 2022. So
amazing. Yeah. Wow. Well, what aspects of the female rock band culture resonates with you personally?
Well, I would say the fact that female rock bands are rare. Of course, it's a more male-dominated industry, and I think the fact that female rock stars they have to really bring their A game and be brave, because they have to go up against a lot of opposition because they're female, and they have to stand up for themselves, rely on their talent. Because it's not always, beauty can get you so far, but your talent is really the main thing. So those are the things that resonate with me. The being brave, being super talented, and just, having the determination to be successful.
And that's
it. Yeah, that's right. And it's inspiring to see how other successful female bands have done it.
Right.
So many. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and that's why I like this particular series.
Thank you.
Women. So it resonates. Some of the influences in both the filmmaking and music, particularly regarding the Ladybugz.
Well, sure. Well, obviously these guys, I don't know if they could see over my shoulder here, but the Beatles are the absolute inspiration for this whole thing. Also, in terms of film, I guess the producers like Anthony McCartan, he was the one that did Bohemian Rhapsody. He was the director and producer of that. Also, the director and producer of the movie Nowhere Boy. It was about John Lennon's life. I love the story and the way it was, the cinematography, the whole thing. That also gave me an inspiration for the Ladybugz.
I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah, Nowhere Boy. It's based on young John Lennon's life when he was a teenager, when he had the inspiration to start the Beatles, and what his home life was like, his school life. That's actually kind of the beginning of my story of the Ladybugz. Right. Of the lead protagonist. It's about her home life and how things went in school.
Okay.
So that's kind of where I got that inspiration, and a couple other producers too, like Jordan Peele and all these great directors and producers who just put out such great films that just captivate you.
Yes.
So a whole bunch of them.
Mine's
Yeah.
always be Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh,
Just
yes,
no matter Bellini, there's quite a few, but he's always going to be my favorite. Like no matter what anybody
for
makes.
sure.
It's like we can't do it in black and white and then impress me. You're just not doing it.
Exactly. Right. Right.
His work. He was very technically looked simple, but it wasn't. It
wasn't.
did everything it needed to do.
That's right.
And that's hard to do. So anyway, I have a Beatles story for you. So
Oh, tell me.
I'm still looking for this article. I took a picture with Ringo Starr, I think it was, it was a after award Grammy party or something like that in the 90s.
Oh my gosh.
And so long story short, I got lucky. My friend was nice enough to bring me with her. I did backup singing on her album, so I got to do whatever.
Oh, wow.
And it was really nice. And so I was the only one at this table, and then Ringo Starr comes to the table. Everybody was there. Boys, the men, you name everybody you can think of. You just died out for a minute there. Everybody was there. And your picture just went off. Everybody was there. And, no, it's okay. Don't worry.
Come back.
It's okay. And so what did I do? So I was the only one there. And, you got to pick your table and then you go to the buffet type thing and go get your food and bring back.
Right.
And so sitting there and he comes over, is anybody sitting here? Could you mind company? And I was like,
are you serious?
Yeah. But at first I didn't know. I knew it was somebody because everybody in the room except for me was somebody.
Oh my gosh.
So I knew it was somebody, but I didn't know who the somebody was because there was a lot of countries. I mean, everybody was there. And so I was like, sure.
Back.
And then you're back, she's back. And so he sits down and we start chatting. How are you? And then he says, Ringo. I was like, oh, hi, pleasure to meet you, blah, blah, blah. And so we're just chatting and this reporter comes over. And I want to say it was either Post or what's the other one? Daily News? One of the two. Mm-hmm. The woman. And she was like, oh, Ringo, can we take your picture? And he's like, sure, love, sure.
Oh my God.
Okay. I was just like, who's that? Tell her to move over. Like she has to move out of the picture. Oh my God. I got to give Ringo credit. You know what he said? He said,
what did he say?
Excuse me. That's quite rude. That's my friend and you don't know who it is. So how about this? You can't even take the picture unless she's in it.
Oh
and
my God.
He took a picture and I took the picture. Yeah. And she was like, oh, okay. Cause it was like, she ain't going to not, she's like, can we do it it was for the front page, allegedly.
Okay.
They could have whited me out. I don't know if they had the technology back then, but who knows, I don't think they had it then, but if they did, that would be why I'm not in that picture because we took the picture and it was somebody else in that picture. I can't remember who else. Somebody else was in the picture. But anyway, that was my 5 seconds.
That is so wonderful. Do you still have that? Do you have the picture or the newspaper?
That's what I'm saying. I've been looking for micro footage and because I can't think of the exact year and time. I mean, I can find it. All I gotta do is, literally, there's a couple things I gotta do, but I just was like, it'll pop up.
Isn't that sweet? See, that is such a great story, and that's one of the reasons, again, why I like the Beatles as people.
Yes,
it's who those guys are. They're the.
And that's all I was gonna say. It's a testament to who he really is. Like,
so gracious.
Forget all the record sales. Forget the fabulous music. That is his character. He's
character. He's so humble. And still is. And he's, at 85 years old, he's still rocking it, looking good. He's a country star now. Ringo is doing it. He is doing it.
I haven't followed him, but my other favorite place was Dakota House.
Yes, you told me about the Dakota House.
I used to live on 60th Street, and I just was like, one day I'm going to live there. And I'll tell you why. Not only because John Lennon lived there before, but also I was friends with one of Aretha Franklin's niece, and I didn't know when she said her Aunt Riri, we're going to go to her house. I thought she meant, we're going to go to. I don't know who the Aunt Riri was. I didn't have no clue at all, because we weren't that kind of friends. We were more like, I don't know, club friends. I don't know. I was modeling. I don't know. But anyway, so she goes, yeah, we have to stop at my Aunt Riri's house real quick and get it. I said, sure, no problem. She goes, she lives in Dakota House. I said, Dakota House. Myself was like, hey, I finally get to see what it looks like inside. So I was excited. Right. I only got a little peek because she came to the door and I was like, oh, your Aunt Riri. She goes, Aunt Riri, and I was like, Riri. I was like, and when she opened the door, I swear to you, not only was the chandelier was like to die for, but there was like, maybe because my eyes were crazy at the time, but that table looked like one of them 50-foot dining room tables for the Queen, where like 50 people could sit there and eat. And I was like, but the ceilings, I'm like a fanatic about Paris, the ceilings and the thing on the wall. That's my thing. So I was like, oh my God, I'm good with you. This just this lamp. I mean, what do you call it? Chandelier
Yeah.
and the table. I'm good. I don't need to ever see anything else.
Right. Just the lamp and that's all you needed to see. The chandelier, the table.
And, yeah. It
nice
took me a
doors.
while to figure out. Now I know whose she really is. Because I
Yeah.
knew somebody, because long story short, it was a couple people that was hanging out in that scene at the time. But you don't think of that when you're, especially when you're modeling. You're just like, okay, cool, we're just going out, and that's it.
Right.
Someone introduces someone. You don't say, oh my God, it's Ringo Starr. You just, it's like, oh, cool. Hey, Ringo, what's up?
Yeah.
Especially if you're creative, you're just like, I'm just happy to be in the room. I'm gonna shut up.
Right. What a great story.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
A couple of them. So anyway, I didn't mean to just track from that, but
all right.
This character is true to who he is. That was
for sure. Right. He's a beautiful man.
Yeah. I wish I would have met John though too. Like,
oh
really.
God, you and me both, Tanya. You and me both.
But it's all right. I mean, we have his music. I have to say that.
We have his music. We have his sons. They're carrying on his legacy, Sean and Julian. Thank God. So
yes.
Yeah.
I know you're really a Beatles aficionado. So you're saying it like they're still here and we're y'all best friends. So
that's right. Yeah, we go way back. Yeah,
you keep up with them. That's great though.
I do.
What is the core message or theme of the Ladybugz, and why do you think it's important to share?
Oh, thank you. I think the core message for the Ladybugz is, again, just following your dreams, not being discouraged by the naysayers, not being discouraged by the people who say nothing, because that's another part of it, where you have a dream and you want to do something and you have some people that are silent and don't react and just kind of leave you wondering, are you in support of me? Do you like this? Do I have your support? Are you interested?
Right.
Nothing. So to get past all that, get past the noise, get past the silence, stick to your faith, whatever that may be, and just follow your dreams, know what you're good at, and don't take no for an answer, and find creative ways to make your success, which is exactly what my lead protagonist did in my story. That's what I'm doing, find creative ways to make your success and go for it. Pray about it, surround yourself with a good team, good family, good friends, good support.
Yes.
And you can achieve success. So that's the core theme.
Absolutely. I think that and that's so important for people to know, that you have to stand in your stuff, whatever that is, and your creativity. You must stand in it. Because there will be times when you hear crickets and you'll be like, well, maybe I'm around to something else. But the truth is, that does not mean that. It means that perhaps those people are not onto their thing. So they don't want you to be onto your thing, because that's going to represent that they're not on their thing. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't mean you. Right. Yeah.
I've learned that.
Yeah, you have to be firm enough to know, I have a gift. This is a gift. This is my creative, whatever that is, whether it's singing, writing a book, a movie, it doesn't matter what it is. You have to stand it so far in it that if there's two people and you hear crickets, you're like, wow, they're just missing out.
They're missing out. They're missing out on me.
They're just missing out. There's no second guessing.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's how I've had to look at it. So yeah, that's right. That's the theme. Keep going.
Yeah. And God, and I believe God or universe, whoever you believe in, always sends you these little earth angels.
Yes.
I call them creative earth angels, or creative earth angels PR people.
Yes.
So as soon as I'm about to give up, somebody comes in my DM, because I've had this happen to me. And says, listen, I like your show, and I see you don't have 50,000 subscribers, but that doesn't matter. It's not you. It's just this. And they just give me stuff and just share stuff. I have beautiful people that, it's not every time, but I have beautiful people that have been just DMing me and saying, okay, this is what you need to do for this. And so you get that. If you're going your path and you're going the right path,
that's right.
The angels come out, boy, for you. They come out.
So you're so right about it. I have many of them in my life. Yes. Many of them are in my own family. Many of them are in my cast.
Yes.
Just, and I continue to meet these special, what did you call them? Earth angels?
Earth angels, PR people. So people that are creative or that will spread for you. I had, I'll give you one example. And I know that some people say, oh, you're not my favorite, but I don't care. Dr. Johnson. After him, I got so many subscribers of his because they were just like, I just like that you don't do negative stuff.
Oh,
And I
that's
was
so
like,
great.
really?
That's
And so
really
they
beautiful
really,
content.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Like,
wonderful.
how did that happen? I
Yeah,
have no clue. But you know what? They've still been sincere to this day. And so that's more than some of my own friends have done.
exactly.
You know?
Exactly. I understand exactly. And see, even meeting you, Tanya,
Yes.
you connected with me. We networked. You sent me a request. We started talking, and then when you said, and I shared this with someone, I had to laugh. You said, so yeah, we should talk one day. And I said, okay. And I think I was going to give you my number, and you said, no, on my show. I
Right.
was talking. I said, oh, you want to interview me? Oh,
Yes, I remember you saying, I was like, yeah,
what?
yeah,
You do? Yeah. So that was a great moment. And so I
yes,
consider you one of those creative earth angels. Um,
that's how
saying,
it goes. That's
that's
how it
it.
goes.
That's how it
And,
goes.
and creatives must support each other if they can.
More, for
That's
sure.
it. Because that's the only way we're not going to be beat out by AI.
Exactly.
You
You are
know,
right about it.
it's all good. It's all good.
Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
so, how would you describe the vibe and the style of their series, like especially in relation to the Beatles?
Oh, sure. Well, my story is a comedy drama, The
Yeah.
Ladybugz. So it'll make you laugh, it'll make you cry, you'll sing along, you'll say, "Oh my God," you'll say, "Oh, what's going to happen?" All of that, and it resonates so much with the Beatles because that's what their story was like. They were a comedy drama. It was all they liked to play, they had
Yes, I
fun,
love it.
but there was always something happening at the studio. They were in the
Yes,
newspaper for saying this and that, constant drama all the time, especially John. He was the most dramatic one of the band,
yeah,
always saying the right thing, sometimes the wrong thing,
yes.
getting everyone into trouble, him having to do damage control, Paul saying, oh no, here we go again. So that's kind of how my story is. Just,
Uh,
the constant, comedies and dramas of life. And
that's great.
it's the story.
Great. I can't wait. Can you share like any memorable experiences or stories from the production process so far?
Oh, sure. Oh my gosh. I mean, if we had 6 hours, I'd tell you everything. But I'll tell you what. One of the things that stood out to me is okay. When we filmed our music video last year, it was last May, I believe, end of April, early May.
Mhm.
And my cast, my lead five girls that many of you have seen in the Ladybugz video, the music video, they weren't in costume or anything. They were just in their regular clothes, and they had all gone to lunch. This is when they came to town to film the video.
Mhm.
So the five of them went to lunch, and they were at some restaurant, and they told me that somebody went up to them and said, "Hey, are you guys a band?" And they were like, "Kind of, yeah." So it was great because they had that look
Right.
and they had that chemistry of rock stars.
Right. So
Even in plain clothes,
mm,
those
that's
girls looked like they were already there. And that
that's
just made me so proud as their director and casting director that I put those five together.
right. It was a good combination because even when I saw the mock I call it mock Rolling Stone cover,
Yeah.
that was brilliant.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
would think
Thanks
they
to
were
Z
really
Bennett.
like a band, like
Yeah.
season, you know.
It
So it
looked
was
like a seasoned band. And I thank my professional photographer. I'm going to give him a shout out. I have so many.
please do.
Z
Please do.
Bennett of Zone 7 Photography. He took that brilliant photo. He designed the Rolling Stone cover, and it was just for promotional purposes only. That's all. And they had that look on the cover. People were asking, were they actually in the Rolling Stone magazine?
Right.
No, we just did that so that it would look like it.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm glad that they have that look. I'm very
That's,
proud of them.
that is awesome.
Thank you.
And what challenges did you face developing Ladybugz? Like
Ah,
how have you overcome those kind of challenges?
oh my. Okay. Um, I would say the biggest challenge it's the funding aspect.
Yeah.
That's it. Just raising the money to do things.
Right.
I did two, actually two crowdfunding campaigns. The
Okay.
first one was in 2023 where I raised enough money to film a trailer.
Okay.
Then I had to raise more money to film the music video.
Mhm.
Now I'm trying to raise money to get it actually filmed. And so the biggest challenge has just been waiting, for funding, trying to find it, trying to find people to connect with me, trying to find investors.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, just, things like that. I've been, that's been the toughest part of it. And just keeping the cast going. because they've been waiting to film some of them since 2023 when I cast them in the production. So telling them, please just hold on. I'm getting it together. I'm trying to do this as fast as I can because they all want to film.
Right.
So it's been so troubling just, to not have them get officially started yet.
Right.
And they know I'm so passionate about this. I'm just like bursting to get started with at least episode 1.
Right. Well, how do you approach like writing and directing a series that focuses on a female rock band? It's really based on a male band.
It's based on a male band. And then when I was writing the story, I took some of the elements of their lives, not too close, because I didn't want to, copyright and copy every, I didn't want to do that to make it a carbon copy. But I added female elements to it that were kind of similar to theirs. For instance, I'll just give you an example. One of the things that happened to John is at the start of his career, he found out that his girlfriend, Cynthia, who before she became his wife, was pregnant with Julian. And so he's like, oh my God, you're pregnant. What? So he wasn't ready. He was just becoming this new rock star. He wasn't married to Cynthia yet. He wasn't prepared. And so he told his manager, Brian Epstein, and he's like, you better not say anything about her pregnancy. That's going to ruin your image because you're supposed to be this young, hot, single guy, not settled down with a child.
Right. So and that's how it really goes.
And that's how it goes. So in the Ladybugz, conversely, my lead character kind of goes through the same thing, and she's got to figure out what she's going to do as a new mother. And she's having that conversation like, should I, shouldn't I? What am I going to do? It's my career. It's a baby. So that, so that's how some of the themes, kind of correspond with their lives, but told from a woman's point of view, what we go through.
Right. So you had each character play, that helped convey the story.
You got it.
And help develop it. So that's good. That's women really do go through that on a daily basis. So unfair because it's like, okay, so you're not going to penalize my husband too? Why can't he stay home?
Why can't he stay home?
Right. Like let's go. Like stop penalizing the women because making these funds.
And there's another example, if I might add, if it's okay, is that the youngest member of the band is a character named Renee Showalter, who's based on Ringo Starr. Now, although Ringo is technically the oldest Beatle, I made Renee the youngest girl because she's very petite, very cute. She's the baby sister of the band. Okay. And her issue is that she was bullied in school because she was in this new rock band. And there were a lot of jealous girls, that didn't like the fact that she's this new drummer in Liverpool, and they were trying to harass her at school and things like that. So because she's a girl, because she's young and small, she had to deal with trying to stand up for herself, still remain in the band and wonder, should I even do this? So all 4 characters, they all go through some kind of, you see the arc where they get started and they're having challenges, whether it's their faith or their future plans, and they don't know what to do. And so they each kind of go through a dilemma to decide, is going, being in this band the right path? So as women, we have so many decisions to make. Should I? How am I going to look? How are people
in a band? By the way, especially, this is I've been in a girls group before. I've done backup singing, all that stuff, and it's not just us. It's across the board. Any group forming, you will have these questions. Who's going to be the cute one? Who's going to be the have the long hair? Who's going to short hair? Who's going to be the bad one?
Who's going to be the bad one?
But to me, it's so unfair because, how do you say it? In men bands, they still do it. They'll put this one out to be the sexy one. They will do it, but it's not as it is with women.
You got it.
They will tell us, we need you to open your shirt. We need you to cross your legs or do this. And it's like, why do I need to do all that? For what reason? Because the truth is, and this is what singers don't understand is, the truth is, and the actors, whoever it is, doesn't matter who it is, that if I'm a strong believer that if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing,
Yes.
and you're good at what you're doing, you are actually going to attract the audience needed. It's not the other way around. Well, let me put down a low top and put my skirt up, and then I'm going to attract. No, you're just going to be attracting people that are thinking another way. They're not actually thinking about your talent. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The other way is
yeah.
you just came because I love Abby's, the way she directs. I just like it. Not because, oh, Abby's going to have people with long hair in it. Oh, well, watch this. I'm doing that in case kids watching. You know,
Okay.
my little cousin might be watching. So I said I was going to be no X-rated today when I have the comedians on. So that's why.
Okay.
I said, she might have long hair. She might have long nails or whatever. It could be anything. I can think of lots of things to throw out there. But you really attract, like if you're in your purpose, you are the one attracting that audience.
You said it.
But the way that the business has set it up is we're going to get them by having you do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
And that's not it. That doesn't make sense because are we going on talent?
Exactly.
Or are we going on something else? Because something else, then I could be out at 42nd Street. You know what I'm saying? Like I could be somewhere else.
Right? I'm so glad you said that. That's another part of my story that features that very thing. The Ladybugz had two managers. Their first manager was wonderful, a lady named Brenda who helped develop their career. Their second manager was not great. Okay. And he was an unscrupulous manager. I'll just say that. And he tried to market the girls in a whole different way. He had them up on stage wearing, nothing, next to nothing. Yes. And he thought that would promote their image. And the audience was, the guys were cheering, but, at the same time, people were kind of confused. Like, these aren't the Ladybugz that we knew. Where, they're focusing more on their outfits than the talent. Exactly. And that was just devastating to the band. They hated the whole thing. Right. So, yeah, you're right.
It happens so much. And I keep saying, if we go back in time, go way, way, way back, there was a time where music was selling music.
Yeah, how about that?
Not you selling I can't explain it. The music was selling itself, not the music selling you.
Yeah, not the music selling you.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Without being too, whatever. This is for children. So
PG, rated. We go deep now. Next time, next podcast, we'll explore some things.
Yeah. So, it's all good, but I mean, if you're an artist out there listening, know that it is your talent. And I think it was I heard a clip from DMX once say that I have the talent. Why am I the one doing X, Y, and Z? And I was like, thank you. Somebody else said it. The artist actually said it. If you have talent,
the talent will speak for itself.
Very important.
It will speak for itself.
For itself. You don't need to be. And I mean, Janet Jackson, I loved her when she first came out because she was not doing all that, let's say Madonna stuff and all them other people's stuff. Britney still was modest compared to Miley Cyrus. Britney was modest, right?
Right.
I like that. It's like, whatever you're singing, like we need to hear that. I don't need to see all this stuff.
Yeah, let's just
something for the imagination, right?
Yeah.
And Janet's a good example of that when she first came out. And she I thought she was Muslim and I loved it. That's a good thing. It's not
she was conservative.
Yes, it was. I was like, look at this. You can still sell records. Look at this. Have your head covered, all that stuff. It's what you're saying and how you're saying it.
That's right.
It's not even all this. This is just an illusion.
It's just an illusion. Yes.
So I love that. And I can't wait to see that episode because that's something I'd be very interested in seeing.
Thank you. Some great comments. I'm seeing some of the comments that are coming.
I know. You guys are awesome out there. These are some of your fans I see.
I hope so. Yes, I see some familiar faces and some that I haven't met. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Hi guys. We see you.
Thank you. Thanks for participating.
Yes, and giving great love your Beatles poster, Abby.
Oh, thank you.
That's right.
That's it. Those are my guys, always over my shoulder. Always.
Yes, that's great. I do love that.
Yeah.
So tell us, why are you seeking funding for the Ladybugz, and what would funds be primarily used for?
Okay, great question. I am seeking funds so that we can start filming our 28 episode series.
Wow. Oh, 28? 28? 28. Oh, I didn't know you did that many.
I did because, my script is almost 250 pages. Tanya, I couldn't stop writing. Once I started writing, it just flowed. The story flowed. They flowed. I just couldn't stop.
Oh,
So
wow.
before I knew it, I had to segment it into 28 episodes somehow.
Wow.
And there's a season 1 and a season 2.
Wow, that's fantastic. That is fantastic.
So
I
that's
didn't know
what I'm
that.
looking for fun. Yes, so I'm looking for funding
Mhm.
to finance these episodes.
Okay.
And I'll just say, without giving too much, information, I'm only looking for under $1 million. It's not even $1 million to
Right.
do this,
Right.
but it's enough to make sure that my cast is paid very well.
Right.
My crew is paid very well. I have the best equipment,
Right.
camera, audio, visual, producers, people helping me.
Right.
It'll take care of that, but it won't, kill an investor and have them shelling out $6, $7, $8 million.
Right.
Because it's still an indie film. It's still an indie film. I'm not. If I was Steven Spielberg, I'd probably ask, hey, can I have more? Or he has his own budget, so he doesn't need to ask anything.
Right.
He doesn't need anything.
Yeah.
But because I'm an indie director, and I know that I'm trying to make a name for myself.
Mhm.
I set a budget that was realistic and attainable and enough to pay my people, because that's very important to me, to make sure. In fact, pay them more than I would have before. That's the goal.
That's
And
amazing.
did I answer the question? Why? What am I looking for? Yeah. So that's it. So to pay the cast, pay their hotel expenses when they come.
Right. Whatever it costs, because there's a lot. People think it's like, oh, we're just gonna film. Oh, you gotta have.
No, there's so much more.
Locations,
Locations, permits. Yes, location permits.
Yeah. A lot of
all kinds of things.
Yeah. No,
Professional
absolutely.
photography, all of that.
Everything. I mean, and because that's the thing, we don't want some cheesy show. We want a great, written, well filmed, series. We want something nice. So if it's like, oh, we only need $500, you're gonna get $500.
And see, I'll tell you what, Tanya. When I started off, I remember creating my first pitch deck, and in my pitch deck, when I was talking about the budget, I realized I lowballed myself. I'm like, wait a minute. I was asking for too little per episode.
Okay.
Like, no. I have a quality Oscar-worthy cast here of up-and-coming actors and actresses that people need to see.
Right.
I want a quality product that people say, oh, this is not cheap. It's good. It's not cheap. So I upped the budget. I increased it because I know what it's worth. I know the time and effort I've put into this.
Right.
And I'm not asking for $5 million.
Right.
So let me just, get in the middle somewhere and find something that's fair and reasonable for everybody.
Right.
And
absolutely. I have some ideas on that because a few friends of mine are also looking for mine, and I have all these great ideas for them. But I will tell you after, off the record.
Okay.
It's a reoccurring thing, and I'm like, you know what? Just like they created crowdfunding, we can do our own thing too. There's ways. There was a very clever way to do it. I saw someone raise. They were only asking for how much? I want to say they were asking for 25,000, and they got like 150,000. And I was like, and it wasn't that many people. It wasn't that many people at all. And I was like, how did you do this?
How did they do that?
Looking and how they did it, I said, oh, we can all do this. So I'm going to suggest it to you after.
Please. I would love that, Tanya.
Not as hard as people think. It's concentrating and focusing on who wants their name out here and who wants to be on part of this project and make money. That's kind of it.
Okay. Okay. I'm all ears. I can't wait to hear.
Yeah, for sure. After. So can we believe we're only number 11 in on the questions? We're getting
fine. Ask away.
Let me see. What kind of support are you looking for from potential investors or the audience? Like, what do you want? Like, financial is the biggest.
Financials? I'd say, well, I have a crowdfunding page set up, so I am running a third crowdfunding campaign.
Should I put the link? What is it?
Sure, you can. It's actually by going to my website, Ladybugz65.
I have it.
65.com.
Yeah. Is that right?
That's right. Ladybugz. If you click on that, it's my Linktree page where you can go to YouTube, crowdfunding, Instagram. So just find the crowdfunding button and just click on that. And it'll take you right to our crowdfunding page.
Sweet. So you guys see that. I'll leave that up there for you guys.
Ladybugz65. Do you have it? Yeah, Z. LADYBUZG. That's it.
That's right. Yeah. I was like, I hope I got it right. All right. So that's awesome. Okay. Can you share your thoughts on the challenges that female filmmakers face when they're seeking funding in the industry?
Mhm. Well, I hate to say it because people say stay away from the race card. I know I don't like the race card. I even hate that term anyway.
Right.
But unfortunately, that is the reality of the situation. First of all, being a woman, okay, they're already looking at you like, what do you want? So there's that. Secondly, being a melanated woman or, black woman, brown, it's harder for us. I wish it wasn't that way. And I don't say that just to make an excuse or try to get pity. No, but that's the reality of the situation. But again, our talent, our script, all of that has to speak for itself. It has to actually speak before they even see the race. It shouldn't even matter.
Yes.
Don't even look at me. Just look at my script. Look at the cast that I've already assembled.
Right.
Look at the efforts that I've made. Don't worry if I'm black, white. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's a good story. It's a good story.
A good story is a good story no matter who wrote it. In fact, there's so many people that didn't know what I looked like and they saw the concept. Oh, I love the concept. And then they were surprised to see me.
Right.
It's like, you're a Beatles fan?
Right.
Yes, I am.
Exactly. I know they think we don't listen to other music.
We don't listen to rock music.
I was listening to Yeah, Yeah, Yeahs the other day and someone's like, you? Yeah.
Yeah. Hello.
And a rude girl for a while.
There you go.
Still a little rude.
That's another story. But yeah, that's it. That's the biggest challenge, unfortunately. So just kind of breaking through the color barrier so that people can just, see the work that I've done, see the passion that I have for this project that is just so near and dear to my heart, inspired by these guys. See, look at that, so that's what it is. And I'm glad to say that I've had more positive experiences with this whole thing than all the other stuff. I'm glad to say that.
Good.
I haven't had to deal with a whole lot of, the other nonsense.
Right. Well, that's because you're about your business and you're presenting as business. You're not presenting as, I don't know, I'm not sure.
It's a hobby. It's just my hobby. I can see it.
You're presenting like this is what I do.
Thank
you. I'm that committed to it. And when people see you're committed, they tend to want to help more. I think.
Thank you. I think so too.
And now it's a matter of targeting, which I'll tell you about later. I have a great idea, and I think we'll see if it works, but I'm pretty sure it will. It's just
I'm excited to hear.
No one thought of yet. We'll share it.
All right.
Let's see. So, how do you plan on engaging your audience with your audience and build a community around Ladybugz?
Okay, so after I wrote my script, what I decided to do was start getting social media pages together. So I started a YouTube channel, which, started an Instagram page. So I've been trying to develop the community, encouraging people to subscribe, to give a thumbs up, look at the postings, interact with me, ask me questions. So that's how I've been trying to build a following. Right. And what's interesting, Tanya? I hope somebody can maybe explain this. Maybe you can tell me. Why is it that someone can post a video about a cat playing with a ball of yarn and they get 6.5 million views, 85,000 followers, and here I am with content that can potentially make a great film series, and I don't have, I have under 100.
I can tell you why.
Tell me, please.
And this is from my former reporting, from everything I've done, known the man.
All right.
People love drama unconsciously. Like they don't even pick it out. They don't even say, I'm going to go to that because that's about something bad. But because of the way, I'll put it this way. People that watch television and social media 90% of the time, instead of doing other stuff or living it, like if you go to a part of the world like Myanmar, what's it called? Give me somewhere, Thailand, somewhere deserted where it's all like monks or something.
Okay.
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the general population. Okay. That's all into this cell phone and this and that and TV and blah, blah, blah. Their brain capacity cannot handle too much.
Oh, the brain.
So the cat playing with the nip balls and like, oh, that's so cute. It just makes you feel good to see that, like, right? Because now I don't have to think about, I wanted to be a film producer and this woman here, she's got a great thing that she wrote and it's so creative, but that means that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So wait a minute, I don't want to watch that, right? Because remember, we're reminding ourselves of what we're not doing.
What we're not doing.
If you're doing good, then what does that mean? I mean, in the scheme of things, you're not supposed to think like that ever. I mean, I never think of anyone as my competition.
Right. You're supposed to support each other.
I can't, right. I can't do what you do, and you can't do what I do, even if we're doing the same thing.
Exactly.
Like, the divine maker made it so fabulous that we'll have 3 different concepts.
Exactly.
Telling the same story, maybe, but we have the 3 different things, and they're all unique and beautiful, right? And I'll give you an example. All the filmmakers we know, all the singers we know, Prince and Michael Jackson.
Oh my God.
I'll take either, but like, neither one can compete with the other because they're both fantastic.
Both at the top. That's right.
So that's what the reason why you don't see anyone, because I used to ask myself, I only got 500 subscribers. Well, now 1,400 subscribers, whatever it is. It's very small. And I don't know why, because I work hard every day to make sure that I bring value to people. Nobody wants value. The people that are here are the only ones that want value. And I know it's sad, but that's all that wants value. The rest of the people, they want to have a reason in their brain to deny or not think about something.
Isn't that something? My goodness.
It's pure. I mean, I would love for psychologists to sit and just watch people on these social medias and say, yeah, because I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with you at all. It has to do with the person that's clicking the button, that they either don't have confidence or they're bored out of their mind. They don't have the knowledge or the, what's the word? They haven't been around enough. They haven't investigated themselves enough to know, I need to find something different in my life than sitting on this couch and watching social media all day that says to me that I'll never live up to the part.
Oh my God.
What I should be doing is I should be writing, because I always loved writing since I was 7 years old. And my mom really liked this poem and my neighbors liked it. So I have some kind of gift. That's what they should be figuring out.
They should be figuring out
your business or how to knock you instead, or they're not going to watch, because if I'm watching you and you're doing something positive, well, what does that mean?
What am I doing? Oh my goodness.
There it is. That's
it. That is a brilliant insight. It's sad, but it's a sad commentary, but it's true. I never thought of it that way, but yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, no, it's sad. It's a very, very sad thing. But I've been watching people for years now, and because I've been doing this for a while, and people don't know how old I am. I'll tell you my age. I'll just say I can't tell you, or off you if I tell you my age. But I'll just say I've been doing this stuff, cable and radio and all this other stuff for over 28 years. Wow. And to me, I'm telling you, people, especially now, back 20 years ago, 15 years ago, people had a different thing, because there wasn't all this stuff, but all these gadgets, and then we've got the fear of God in us because of the pandemic, and because of September 11th, because of now the floods, and because of now the fires. So we're like, our brains are like,
our brains are crazy.
We cannot handle anything but a cat playing with the little balls. That's all we can.
That's all we can handle. Basically, do I need to have the cast just 4 cats, 5, and just playing with yarn, and is that what I need to do? Just rewrite the whole thing? And
believe it or not, go look at the videos that have millions and billions of views. It's the ones where it's the dumbest, like someone jumping off of something, or someone fighting, or someone. The dog. Some of the dogs are cute, though. I ain't gonna lie.
I love the dogs.
They do make you happy. They make my soul happy.
I do like them. I love cat videos. I always put hearts and likes on cat videos, but I look at that, and then conversely look at my viewers.
Well, you think like that's not gonna. How is that gonna? It make me feel good, but it's not gonna inspire me to get up. I'm not gonna make anything, go and play with the little balls, running balls around. Like
exactly.
So that. To me, it's kind of crazy, but maybe we're gonna. I think you need to put a cat scene in your.
I'll put a cat scene. I'm gonna just start posting some cat videos. I have a cat. I'll just put him. I'll have him holding a guitar, and then
I bet you that would get a lot of views. I bet you.
And then that's what I need to drive views to my channel. Okay, I'll try that.
Cats and dogs and babies, little kids get
babies. That's right. I have a beautiful new grandson.
Oh, you do? Look at you. You look fabulous.
Oh, thank you.
A grandma too.
Yes, I have a grandma.
This is the new grandma, people.
All right. Congratulations to you. Awesome.
You look fabulous.
Thank you. Yes, my son Will's his son is my grandson. So maybe I can put him in some video. I'll figure out some other strategies.
Crazy, but Yeah, it's crazy, but I refuse to do what everybody wants me to do. I
I
refuse.
know. I
I've had
know.
people inbox me. Listen, I can help you get more views. I can help you do this, and I was like, did I ask you?
Uh-oh.
Because there's only a few people that I will take. Not, it's not criticism. I don't care about criticism, but
Right.
it's the how they think that my life is going to revolve around how many likes I have.
Okay. See,
And
that's
instead of saying, well, like one person said to me, and it actually was done with one of Dr. Omar's people. They said, I feel like your show, you have value to it. You're bringing something to people. You're not just talking about whatever it is. There's always a purpose to it, to inspire people. I said, that's my whole
that's your
motto:
whole platform.
inspire and motivate.
That's
Period.
it.
That's it. Because if I can't do that, I don't even want to waste your airtime.
Exactly.
I don't. I've never been, because I could have been in syndicated TV if I really wanted to. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to be just talking about whatever it is because it's popular. I don't care. I really don't. So I'm happy that when I find people like you, it's genuine, and I'm really that person that says, what value can she bring to my viewers?
Sure.
I think they'll be inspired because this woman just had an idea, wrote it up, and said, okay, whatever I don't know, I'm going to find out, and found it out. Researched it, presented it, and now she's looking for funding, and she's already taped to 28 episodes. Like what?
Right. Yeah, I wrote them. Yeah, I have the
right. So that's to me, if you're not inspired by that, then something's wrong with you. At this point, because people don't know. A lot of people talk a game.
Yeah, they talk.
They talk a lot of game, and even myself included. I've said, oh yeah, I'm going to do this documentary. I'm going to do this, but I have not done the work that it requires to actually be where I'm saying now. I need to just find the budget.
Exactly. I need to.
So talking is one thing, but you actually did it, and that's what I want viewers to know. That it's as simple as an idea that has action that becomes a reaction that becomes an actual thing.
Yeah. And I have a step-by-step thing. I mean, if we have time for me to share that, just the steps that I took as an indie filmmaker with no money and no connections. What did I do to get to this point? So if if we have time, I'll be happy to share that.
Okay, so I'll keep forwarding, but so we can go into that. So what platforms are you considering for release of the series, and why? Why those platforms?
My goodness, Netflix, Amazon, Prime Video.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I was thinking of that. I am interested. I was interested in Tubi, but I don't know. I'm thinking maybe I can go a little further beyond Tubi.
I think
Tubi is good. I love Tubi.
Yeah, if that's the last alternative, but
but so Netflix and Amazon Prime, because I think it would get a lot of great views and great returns as well for the investor, because I want the investor to be paid back very well.
Exactly, and that's the part that we'll talk about later. The investor. How can the listeners or viewers get involved and support the project? Like, what can we do? Go to the GoFundMe or talk to our friends that we think are looking at investing in a project? Like, what do we do?
All of the above. Yes, go to my crowdfunding page by going to ladybugz65.com. Click on the crowdfunder donation link. Donate anything that your heart. What you feel. At least $20. At least. To whatever you want to do. Any little bit helps. Everything counts. In fact, I have tiers based on levels of giving. So where you give, you get prizes and things like that. And I do special things for the donator.
That's what I was going to say.
Donor. And so do that. Share the videos. Okay. Tell your friends. Just spread the word about the Ladybugz project, because it's definitely a must see. I think it'll be an enjoyable series.
Yes,
and it's a diverse cast. So there's I know it features British girls, 5 girls from England, but I have other races and backgrounds and ethnicities in the film, so that everyone is represented.
Nice.
That's also very important to me too.
Yes, I saw that too. I was going to ask you about that. Good. I'm glad you mentioned that. But I love that. Whenever we write, even if we're writing and we say we're writing for the African diaspora, we always add someone or somewhere somehow, because that's what we do. We love being inclusive by nature. Just
come here, everybody. I didn't want to leave anyone out. So yes, everybody's represented for sure.
Because also people who do that, in my opinion, they cut off a whole nother group of money.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, you literally cut off billions of dollars by saying, well, I only want people with green eyes to watch my show.
No.
Only with green. So you're missing the brown eyes. You're
Missing
missing the
brown eyes, blue.
blue. You're missing. Yeah, I mean, David, who got one of each. Now, I'm thinking about David Bowie.
David Bowie. He was a. What's
I
the
mean,
term for that? There's a term for when you have a blue eye and I can't think of that word, but yeah. What if you have both? You're gonna cut them out?
Exactly. So you're always missing out, in my opinion, whether it's fashion, music, whatever genre you can be in, I can name all of it. You are always missing out on potentially not millions, but billions of dollars by just, segregating your money. Get that word today? Oh, segregation. So never do that, because you just cut off half of your supply, in my opinion.
Exactly right.
And then some people say, well, I don't mind. You gonna mind if you say that green adds up. Yeah, trust me.
You're gonna mind. You're gonna feel it. Hetero, Mr. Brilliant Islander 473 heterochromia. That's the term for the different
chrome. Yes.
That's it. Chromia. Thank you, sir.
I only know 2 people like that, but thank you.
With David Bowie being one. Mm-hmm.
Yes, he was definitely one.
Yeah.
What are so the long-term goals for the Ladybugz?
Long-term goals. Well, of course, to get the episodes filmed. All like I said, all 28 of them have been written out. They're ready. I've numbered the scenes and everything. And even past that, even after we get the 28 episodes filmed and everybody's watching and investors are happy and everything, I actually thought, because all 5 lead characters' lives are so interesting, and I'll explain who the 5th character is. I'll talk more about that. They can each branch off into their own show.
Nice.
That's it. The lead character, Jennifer, can have a show. The lead character, Pauline, Renee, Gloria, and Peggy, who is the antagonist of the story, she could have her own show by herself. Wow. So these can lead to spin-offs of their lives.
Right.
So I'm seeing that in the future as well.
Nice. I think that's going to be fantastic. Are there any new projects or anything that's currently working on for the future?
Let's see. The Ladybugz has been my main focus. There is one production that I was kind of involved with. It was a lady that she met me on LinkedIn. She's producing her own film, and she asked me to be the assistant casting director for that. But that's down the road. She kind of put a pause on it because she wants to get some more things together. She's a great lady. She's got a great story. It's like a life story about her and her son. It's a great urban drama tragedy story. It's gripping. It's an incredible story. I read the script, and she's doing that. So once she gets back into that production, I'll probably be helping as her assistant casting director, because I love casting as well. So I'm glad to help her with that. So that's one thing. And the other things I'll be working on is more music for the Ladybugz. My musical genius, I'm going to give him a shout out to Mr. Cedar Tennis, who is just perfect. He's the one that arranged the song Fall in Love that I wrote in that music video. He does all the music. He takes it to the studio, gets it all merged and recorded. So we have some more songs to write and more music to do together.
That is fabulous.
Looking forward to it, Seeger.
Yeah, for sure. What advice would you give some young, inspiring female filmmakers who want to create original content?
For sure. The first thing would be to make sure that you write a script that's marketable. You may love the script. You may love the idea, but is your cast going to love it? Is the public going to love it? You have to make sure not just you likes it. It has to be something that people will say, you know what, I'm going to sit down in that theater, or I'm going to tune in every week to Netflix and watch the series. So make sure your script is marketable. Right. Then have your script reviewed. And this is someone with no money and no connections. Have your script reviewed, have your script cleared, which is what I learned from my mentor and a wonderful, fabulous producer that I'm working with. He's at the top of the industry, so he knows. Have it cleared to make sure there's no legal stuff in your script, that, any names that you can't say and things like that. Just have it cleared to make sure that you're free of copyright issues.
Right. That's the big part right there.
Oh, you have to do that. It's so important. And then also, organize your scenes,
Mhm.
start some social media accounts.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, for the name of the film or whatever it is you're
the
doing.
name out there. Yeah,
Yeah.
start. Let's get
People
started.
forget that. That's very important.
You have to do that.
You have to start creating a buzz, it's called.
Create a buzz with your social media. Post some videos, post yourself talking about it, just like I did. I started in 2023. My first video was me talking about the Ladybugz. And then I did some silly skits and I was dressing up as Aunt
I saw
Cookie and
that.
Uncle Hollister.
Auntie is the best.
It's
Auntie was the
complete nonsense.
Yeah.
Do that. Do that to make people laugh and drive people to your channel.
Yeah.
Join a film group, get some support, get to know people. Networking is the key. And then after you've created this buzz, then you can start casting. Hopefully you have a little money to make a trailer.
Right.
Do that.
Right.
Start hiring your film crew
Mhm.
and start getting ready, because once you plant those seeds,
Yes.
it's going to happen. It might take 3 years. It
Mhm.
might take a while. Depends on your style.
Right.
But what worked for me is I hit it every day. Not a day has gone by that I have not worked on the Ladybugz project. I've seen some wonderful comments. Thank you, Cece.
I know. So I'm going to say
He's so sweet. What a great supportive friend. That's my music guy. That's Seeger right there.
You're the best.
We are a team. He is the best. So just do those things, plant the seeds, and it'll happen with no money and no connections.
Yes. Yes. You create those. It's like Howard in the Purple Crayon, how he draws things for him that happen. That's kind of how it is when you do the creative, I think. It's like you have to be confident enough to know that this is something that's going to hit. And you have to be so confident that you just start making the realities happen. They don't just pop up. They pop up after you put it out there, the energy out there, and put it in the universe. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And then the universe says, oh, you're right. So let me give you this. And
let me give you this.
Right.
Because what happens is you get in line with God. God is the ultimate script writer. He's already written our scripts, the cast, the co-stars. He's already done that. What we have to do is get in line with his script. Once we start following God's script or the universe, as some people say, get in line with that, and things will fall into place for you. Just go speak it into existence, like Emma Bird said. Pray on it, talk about it, be excited about it, and just keep going. Don't stop.
Absolutely.
Don't stop. Get it.
Don't stop. Get it. That's it. You said it. That's the email. So that's it. I appreciate you, but you know what? But I know we got to go. But I got to ask you a couple of Beatles, because Abby is the how I say it, the Beaters, the Beatles aficionado. Okay, fan. Okay. So she said that. I was like, I'm going to ask you a couple questions.
She's going to hit me with the hard ones.
About the Beatles. So here we go.
Here we go.
How did your deep admiration for the Beatles influence the creative decisions behind the Ladybugz series? And are there any specific Beatles songs for the albums that directly inspired the show's themes or characters?
Sure. Yes. Okay. Well, the deep appreciation and love came from when I was 4 years old. I had a crush on all 4 of them at different points in my life. I think my favorite has always been John. He's always been at the head of it. So so he's inspired me, by his personality and his life story and his mates. That's what influenced the story and how I wrote it and the characters that I developed based on these guys.
Okay.
So yeah. So and then I think you asked me another one, like a part B.
It was just a part B. Sorry. Are there any specific Beatles songs or albums that directly inspired the show's theme or characters?
I would say my favorite album. Well, actually, a couple of them. Some of their earlier albums, like Hard Day's Night, even the first one, Meet the Beatles, and those earliest ones that inspired the beginning of the story. Somewhere in the middle was Rubber Soul. That's my favorite Beatles album, and my email address is rubbersoul65. So that all that's where that came from. If anyone's wondering, that's
a Beatles brand.
So those albums and the songs on those albums inspired the writing of the story.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in what ways did you blend the elements of the Beatles music and philosophy into the narrative of the Ladybugz?
They had a lot of influences, Black American influences with a lot of their songs. And that informs the songs that I wrote, the future songs that will be coming out in the story.
Oh,
So
fabulous.
yeah, I've got a
You'll be
couple of
able to
songs.
actually get some old Beatle fans, but because of that.
Yeah, right. And I think it'll be reminiscent of what they did in the past, and yeah, some of their older stuff. So
That's
yeah.
fantastic. Fantastic. Last one, because I know you got to go. As a
Absolutely.
producer who loves the Beatles,
Yes.
were there any challenges or rewarding moments in incorporating subtle references to the band's work throughout the series without overwhelming the audience who might not be as familiar with the music?
Okay. Well, firstly, to protect the whole copyright situation, I don't want Yoko getting mad and coming after me for doing stuff or talking about her
Right.
departed husband. So I made sure that I stayed away from even mentioning the Beatles in my script,
Okay.
because it's just I have to be very careful about that. So the Beatles actually don't even exist in the Ladybug story.
Okay.
And there's some magical band that's out there that people
Okay.
kind of know and don't really know their name. So there are no Beatles songs or those references in the script.
Got it.
Just be on the
Okay.
safe side.
Good. So okay, so that's good. I'm so excited. You guys, if you get a chance to go to our website, check it out. Join her social media pages.
I'll do it.
I had put the banner. Let me put the banner back so
Sure.
you know where to go. Ladies, look,
Okay.
five. There we go. WW Ladybugz.
That's it.
With a Z. With a Z.
With a Z, y'all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
So that's one. And then I want to say a big. Who's that? Hey, Media Zone. I like that music. Should speak first. Yes, it should.
Sure.
I want to say a big thank you. If you want to say thank you to any of your viewers, please be my guest. Um, let's see. Where can we find you before I say something to my viewers?
You can find me, ladybugz65.com. You can go to Instagram, YouTube, connect with me on LinkedIn. That's how I met Miss Beautiful Tanya here.
Yeah, LinkedIn.
So just connect with me. Some of you know me personally, so you know exactly how to reach me. But I just appreciate so many of you for coming out today. I just can't even thank you enough for me showing your support for my project, and some of it's your project too. Whoever's here, whoever's in the cast that's here, it's your project as well. My success is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. I would like to say I can't see you guys on YouTube, but I see you got some numbers out there. I appreciate you. And leave a comment if you can, please. And go to Abby's website, please, and just show some love to her Instagram page, okay? But I want to say thank you particularly to who is it? Islander47.
Thank you, Islander47. Yes.
I saw your comment there. Sorry I didn't get to you there. But yes, it's my favorite.
Yes.
I love Bold Eagles. Thank you. Thank you, Maria.
Bold Eagles.
Yeah, I see Maria. Who else? Because there's people who I haven't seen before. So it must be yours, or we just got lucky.
Or we just got lucky. Yeah, some of them.
And Norma, always thank you. She's always here. That's my #1 fan right there.
Thank you.
73, we said, Norma.
Yep.
Media Zone. Hey, I've never seen you. Hi.
Thank you, Media Zone.
We appreciate you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I see Denise Stefano. Hey, Denise, what's up? Oh, thank you. She said the guests wonderful. They thought they loved you. Let's see. Media Zone. Yeah, thank you. Islander, we got you. Media. I know it was somebody else. Prince. Let's see. Dr. Prince Map. That's my cousin out there. Thank you.
Hi,
just doing big things out there, changing lives, saving lives. Appreciate you, Prince. You are the best. Is this I Love Bald Eagles? Did I get you, Islander? I got you. Will. Hey, Will.
Hi, Will.
Well, thank you very much. One of your favorites. Oh, thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Will.
Whether it's on her side or mine, it's still, we love it. We love it.
Will's on mine.
Appreciate you. And singer Sager Tennis. Hey, I love tennis.
Seeger.
Thank you. That's your guy.
Thank you, Seeger. Hi.
Thank you. And Emma, we see you. Thank you. And Joe, we always see. Thank you, Joe. You're always so supportive. Love you. Love you, Emma. Thank you so much for taking the time. Norma, I see one other person I'm missing. Islander, we got you. I thought I saw one other person that I didn't see before. I just want I love all the Eagles we said. I thought I saw one other person, but
there was a name that I couldn't pronounce. It began with a D. It looked like a different type of
I couldn't. That's Digital P.
Yeah.
Joey. Yeah, Joey's always here. We love Joey. Thank you so much, Joey. You really always supportive. You guys, Emma, always supportive. So I thank you guys. I really do this show for you guys, for people just to be inspired. People who I think have creative and don't even know it or ain't even using it yet. I do this so they can say, oh, well, that was me. Maybe I can get in on this, because nothing's hard to do. It's just doing it.
It's just doing it.
Mhm.
That's all you have to do. That's it.
Yeah.
And pray over. Just pray about it.
Yes.
Surround yourself with people who actually support you and want to see you win. That's the thing. Not everybody's supportive. I've learned that.
That's
not
right.
everybody cares. Not everybody's interested.
Nope.
You know, but you know the people that are, treasure them.
Rock with them. That's how I say.
Rock with them.
Thank you so much. And you hang out with me for a minute. Hey, Joe. Well, how did I see you? I didn't even see you come up there. Wait, did I press that? Hey, there you go. Okay, Joe. Thank you. And amen. That's right. We got to rock with people who rock with you in all forms of your life.
Yes.
So, you know, whoever that is shows up, that's the one you want to rock with, because it takes a lot today to show up for anybody, because there's so much going on in the world. And right now, you know, there's a lot going on. So show up when you can. If you can, show up for people that show up for you. That's just simple. It's so simple. And you'll be surprised what happens in your life. When you show up for others, they show up for you.
They show up for you.
And that's your inspiration.
Yeah. So well said. Well said.
Oh, she said yes, indeed. Thank you. Yeah, for sure. You know. All right. So guys, I'm trying to think. I said I was going to tell you from now on who the next person is the following week, but I never seem to get it together. So it's going to be
it'll be Ringo Starr. Will it be Ringo?
Comedian Luz Michelle, producer Luz Michelle. So that's who's next week, just so you'll have an idea. You want to check that out. But I appreciate you so much for coming, Abby Martin.
Thank you,
guys. We really appreciate you. But we got to go now, because then it gets a little too long for you. And you know, your spans is very, very short, like mine.
Thank you so much. It's okay. I've had a wonderful time. Thank you so much, Tanya, for having me.
Thank you to all your viewers and your friends that showed up. Thank you, guys.
I appreciate it.
Hang out with me for a minute while we say goodbye.
Okay, I'm here.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.